Hello and welcome back to Help Me Get a Job. If you haven't watched the previous videos, go to my page and check them out. We've covered some really great things from building our brand to building our network, our LinkedIn, and our resumes as well. Today, we will be discussing applying for a job. We've done all the prep work for this moment. Time to put it all together and apply to some companies and employers. Recruiters. Recruiters are essential to hiring. I may sound biased as I'm a recruiter myself, but before I got into the industry, had I known about recruiters, I could have saved myself hours of reaching out and applying for jobs. A recruiter's job is to help connect the perfect candidate to the perfect job. Sometimes that is you, sometimes it's not. But recruiters are essentially your friend in the employment search. Recruiters work for the company or for a recruiting firm that helps staff companies. They know where the jobs are and who's hiring. Often, companies will rely on staffing firms to find candidates for their open positions. Here's the crazy part. Most of these jobs are never posted. Yes, the company doesn't post the positions because they're relying on the recruiters to post the positions and find the most qualified candidates for them. The company that you want to work for might be hiring, but you'd never know unless if you speak with that recruiter. The best part of all, recruiters are free to you, the candidate. Staffing firms make their money by billing the service to the companies. Staffing is very complex and time-consuming, so typically companies will pay for the staffing firm's services instead of doing it themselves. Why wouldn't you want to work with multiple recruiters from multiple different firms that know of multiple different open positions at no cost to you except for a little bit of your time? Seriously, why not? Okay, so recruiters sound great, but how do I know which recruiters to reach out to? Well, the answer is, it depends on what you're looking for. There are different recruiters for different career paths. Let's start with the easiest to get a hold of, agency recruiters, also known as staffing firms. These recruiters work for a recruiting firm that pairs with a list of different companies to help hire their employees. Depending on the industry, you'll be speaking with a recruiter that is dedicated to that industry. As an example, if you are an IT specialist, you'll be working with the technical recruiters. For retail and office positions, you'll be speaking with their office teams, and the list goes on. Recruiters are the liaison between the candidate and the employer. They are your bridge between you and the employer. The employer trusts that the recruiters know exactly what the hiring manager is looking for. And the candidate, you, trusts the recruiter is trying to get you an interview. Staffing firms typically have contract and full-time positions available. In my previous videos, I've explained the difference between being a contractor and a full-time employee. There are pros and cons to each. It's all dependent on what is most important to you. However, if the bills are stacking up and you just need some quick money or you need additional experience to land that even higher job, contracting work is a fantastic option. On the other side to staffing firms is in-house recruiters. These recruiters are a part of the company. In-house recruiters are a part of the company, often a branch of their HR department. Some larger companies find it easier to employ their own staffing teams instead of working with staffing firms. In-house recruiters work directly with the teams to hire within the specific company. As an example, I work within one of the major internet companies. I have weekly meetings with each team that I hire for to understand where the needs of the teams are and who I need to be hiring. Typically, in-house recruiters offer full-time roles only. Again, to each is their own. Some people want full-time roles, and some major companies only hire full-time employees. My recommendation is to first link up with recruiters from different staffing companies. Different staffing firms have different clients. Sometimes multiple firms are hiring within the same company. When money is tight or you lack industry experience, I recommend the shotgun approach and work with as many recruiters as possible because again, they're free, so why not? Job boards. You've covered one avenue, working with recruiters. Now it's time to work the other avenue and physically apply to the jobs as well. This way, you have so many chances, you're bound to get a job. Before the internet, if you wanted a job, you would go and read the classified section in the newspaper, and they would list all of the local jobs. Now, if employers aren't working with a staffing firm, they are typically posting their positions online to online job boards. Now this is step 2, actually doing the detective work and finding the job yourself. These are all online job boards where employers are posting their jobs. CareerBuilder.com, Dice.com, Monster.com, Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, and Craigslist. These are all online job boards with jobs. You will just create an account for free, review their job postings. When you find a job that you're interested in, you will apply for that role and attach your resume and wait for a call. More times than not, you will not receive any contact back. I say this to you to prepare you for this. It doesn't mean that your application and resume was not received. It means that you simply weren't selected to move forward. Typically, there's simply too many applicants to be able to respond back to them. Realistically, all employers review the resume. If not a fit, they simply move on to the next resume. There's no disrespect to you. I just want to prepare you mentally. Again, shotgun approach here works best. I recommend applying for all positions that you'd be most interested in on all these sites. You've done that, go back through and apply for all the companies that just seem okay to work at. These are your secondary because it's always important to have a backup plan. Specific company career pages. Up until this point, we have contacted recruiters, we have applied for jobs ourselves. Now it's time to target specific companies. Go check out your favorite company's career page. They typically have a link at the bottom of their website that says careers. Companies will post all positions that are currently open and available to their career site. Typically, the in-house recruiters manage these positions. This is a great way to contact the recruiter or employer directly. Sometimes, companies will post positions to the online boards as well as their career site. Awesome! More opportunity to be noticed. Apply for the position. I'd even recommend going one step further and after applying, search LinkedIn for recruiters that work at the company. They're on there, and send them a targeted message. If you haven't seen the previous episode, go check that out. I teach how to effectively reach out to the recruiter. It's all about being direct and knowing the actual position you're applying for. I cannot stress this enough. A generic reach out to an in-house recruiter saying that you are looking for a job most likely will not work. They don't have time to do the searching for you. You need to be specific. I am interested in this position, and here's a brief explanation of my qualifications, and my resume is attached. Are you still paying attention? Because this is important. Do not spam your resume. I can guarantee you this will not work. I know, previously I mentioned the shotgun approach to job boards. What I mean by the shotgun approach is to apply for as many positions that you are qualified to do. You will not be called for an interview if you aren't qualified for the role. Heck, you will not pass the interview if you're not qualified for the role. Lucky or unlucky, I'm telling you, it just simply won't work. It just hurts other people in the same position as you, as it creates litter within the hiring pipeline. Only apply for roles that you meet the minimum requirements. It's okay if you don't meet all of the requirements. Guess what? No one does. The goal is to find someone that matches the most of the requirements. Applying for every role at the company does not increase your chances. I've seen some people do this at the company I recruit for. What typically happens is that I see the same resume so many times, I know it. And if I see it again, I've already become accustomed to it and know it isn't qualified for the role, and I automatically skip over it. That would really suck to be skipped over a position that you are qualified for because you spammed your resume so many times for roles you weren't qualified for. It is essentially like the childhood story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. When applying, refer to the specific job posting. Often, they have a number associated to them. I'm applying for the job code number 02465 for whatever the position is. This is a great indicator to the recruiter that you took the time to review our postings, and typically is a good indication that you probably feel qualified for the role. One final time with the differences between contract and full-time employment. First, we have full-time employment. While not typically paid as much as hourly employees, many consider this a more safe and stable source of income. This is because, short of being fired or laid off, you will always have a job at the company. Medical benefits are also a large reason people work full-time positions. You are able to purchase your own medical insurance, but full-time medical benefits typically are much cheaper than paying for external insurance. Some people just want to become a part of the company. They really take pride in contributing their experience and skills to bettering the company. Some people get a feeling of camaraderie or family from the company. And lastly, if the company has other perks, such as an internal gym or other things, full-time employees use it for free. Some companies let contractors do the same, but not always. Typically, company holiday parties are for full-time employees only. This is because when you are working as a contractor, even though you work at the company, you are not a company employee. You are a contractor, or also known as an external worker from a staffing firm. Now let's go over to contracting. Contracting is a great way to earn experience within a new role or position. You always hear of companies wanting prior experience. Well, this is a great way to get it. Contractors are paid hourly. This is great if you can work for 40 plus hours per week. Typically, hourly employees are paid more than salary employees because the company doesn't have to pay for full-time benefits. Contracting is temporary and project-based. Contracts can last for a few weeks, a few months, a year, 2 years, and sometimes result in the company hiring you full-time. This is a great way to work at different companies and experience different company cultures. One thing I heard from career contractors is that they never get tired of working on the same projects for years upon years. Because their contracts run out and they must work with a recruiter to find another contract, they often bounce around working on all sorts of different things. Reaching out to staffing firms and they will help find a contract role for you, free of charge. One big element that people overlook about contracting is that you are not paid in between contracts. If one contract ends before you find another one, you are not being paid. So it's up to you to be in constant communication with recruiters to ensure you have contracts lined up. And there you have it, applying to jobs. In summary, we've covered: recruiters are here to help. Reach out to as many as possible. Visit all the online job boards. Don't forget about specific company career pages. Again, do not spam your resume to every position within a career page. Only apply to those jobs that you are qualified for. And lastly, the difference between contracting and full-time employment. By this time, I'd hope you're a subscriber. If not, please click the subscription button so you'll be alerted to my new videos. We have interview tips and tricks coming up. Also, I hope you liked what you've learned from this, so don't hesitate to let me know by liking the video. I truly appreciate it. Finally, don't give up. You will feel as if you've applied to 1,000 different jobs, spoken to 100 different people, and no luck yet. It's okay. It's normal. Just keep trying. You'll get there. Thank you, and I'll see you at my next video.